We thank the Lord for giving you the eagerness to learn the Bible lessons daily. These programs are sent every day to help those who do not get the time to read the Bible systematically, as well as those who have already read the Bible several times yet desire to get reminded about the teachings of the Bible in a clear and deep way in English and Tamil languages. These programs are being sent in both audio and script formats every day to help us grow in the knowledge of God. Kindly continue to listen, read, and be benefited by these lessons daily. However, these programs should in no way be used to replace the Bible. These are being sent mainly to encourage and motivate you to read and to study your own Bibles regularly. God bless you all.
Learn the Bible series, program number 125, Bible Depths Notes, part 9, portion 3, pages 4, 5, 6 and 7, 1 Peter lesson 2 and the book of 2 Peter. 1 Peter 3, 1 and 2, some Jewish women were also saved and began coming to the church. So, Peter is also telling the wives among them as to what they must do. Those days, a wife had no rights in the Jewish families at all. A man would treat her only as a goat or cow. She should not go away from that man, but if he liked, he could send her away from his house at any time. When such was the situation of a wife, if she became a believer, how she must change herself are the advices given by Peter in these verses. Peter says that a wife must first be more obedient to her husband after her salvation than before. Secondly, she should keep herself pure always. Thirdly, she should thank God for giving her that husband. Fourthly, she should show an extreme love on her husband. Till that time, she was only like an object for him, but after becoming a believer, she should understand the likes and dislikes of her husband and always pre-plan to keep him satisfied in everything, beginning with the food she prepares for him. If her husband was a rough person, she should gain him also for the Lord through her own behavior without trying to teach him what he should do. Let's hear a true incident. Linda was a young girl. She was earning a good salary. Tony was a young boy, very handsome to look at, speaking humorously with everyone and attracting their attention, but he was unemployed. They both became friends. Linda was attracted by Tony's appearance and his humorous talking, so they got married. Only later did she come to know that he was a big drunkard and that he had relationships with many rich women, and that was why he had not gone for any job also. He was getting money liberally from them. So Linda was planning to divorce Tony. But meanwhile, Linda got saved and happened to read those verses from Peter's book. They spoke with her, and so she decided to give up the thought of divorcing him. The first baby was born. Just 3 months after the baby's birth, Tony left Linda, went away again, and lived merrily with many other women. He returned only after 1 year. A few months passed by. Linda became pregnant once again, so Tony left the house once more and came back only after another year. Linda welcomed him home very happily as though nothing had happened. She did not speak a single word, asking him where he had been all along, etc. She poured her entire love on Tony, made dishes which he liked very much, and was speaking with him very affectionately always. Tony began to think, though he had betrayed her so many times, how was Linda able to behave so lovingly with him was his question. Then he came to know that it was because of her salvation only that Linda could become such a good person. So he also decided to accept Jesus as his Lord and became a child of God. He lived as a responsible husband for Linda and as a responsible father for his children for the next 50 years. How was that possible? It was only by Linda's behaviors. Any husband can be changed by the behavior of his believing, godly wife in any family. Having completed our study on the book of 1 Peter, we shall now learn a few things from the 2 Peter book. 2 Peter 1:13, the second epistle to the believers, was written by Peter during his last days, and so he gives some general advices to the believers. Peter lists down the various things a believer must abide in to grow in the knowledge of Lord Jesus Christ. What were they? Faith, virtue, knowledge, self-control, patience, godliness, brotherly kindness, and love. 2 Peter 2:20, Peter also writes what the author of Hebrews had written in his book regarding a backsliding believer. Peter says that if a believer get entangled in the sins he had done before his salvation once again, his latter life would be worse than how it was even before his salvation. 2 Peter 3:10-13, Peter tells that at the time of the second coming of Lord Jesus Christ, the heavens would pass away with a great noise and the earth would get burnt up. After this, new heavens and a new earth would be formed. The believers would all live in the new earth. So only in order to make more people eligible to live eternally in the new earth, the second coming of the Lord is getting delayed. God willing, we shall learn the book of 1 John in our next program. God bless you all.